Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the European Crossover webinar. And we'll take a quick go of the news and see what we have for today. And we did get Spanish industrial production, which came in, an hour ago. Came in actually 48.2%. We do have Halifax house price index out of the UK. That came in a half an hour ago at 1.3%. And at the bottom of the hour, we'll have Eurozone Centix investor confidence. That'll be due out. And you see, it looks like that's going to be it. Even as we roll into the States, no data whatsoever. You can see here that we've come down a little bit or opened a little bit lower here. Not open a little bit, but we pushed down a little bit lower here in the S&Ps. We did get up, even made a push above 42.30 up here to 40. You can see here 42.32. Have dropped actually as low as 42.14. Kind of sitting here at 42.21. NASDAQ has not pulled down as much. Has gone and pulled back from where we were. Also take a look here at the euro. Euro is actually down two at 21.62. The low was 21.45. And we've got the cash dollar index. And that's actually going to be up to high so far has been 90.30 with a low of 90.09. So relatively quiet here for the cash dollar index. We'll pop into that real quick. Still over here near the lows. And quick look over here with the cable. Relatively quiet also here. Look how tight the cable's trading here. And then with the Aussie dollar, a little bit better move and quite the turnaround we saw on Friday here with the Aussie. And the dollar yen a little bit lower here. So quiet start to the week. And we can go and take a look here with Bitcoin. We're just still languishing here. I mean, we did make a little bit of a push up in here over the last, several days in the past, but you can see each on a very shorter term basis on a 2-hour chart, you can see here each subsequent move is a little bit lower. See right here. Now we're just basically languishing. You can see here, back at the beginning of the month, we made this move from at 34,000 on up here to 38, just barely a dip, and then made a move higher up to 38 again, and then eventually up to 39.5. Then we saw a pretty good drop with just a little bit of a rally back to 38,000. Now we've dropped over the last few days, and we're just not going anywhere. We did try to make a little push up in here. We're sliding right back down, and it really looks like this market is open to working somewhat lower here. See where crude's at. Crude has just been crazy. I mean, we've actually made that move up in here. We've been looking at, I think we've had 69.92 for the last 2 or 3 days, or at least 2 days, and it looks like we tagged 70. Yeah, it sure did. Well, 69. right at 70. And we are at 69.24. Indices still paring back a little bit. With that, let's just go and get started because on the analysis, as I said, we don't even have any news of any consequence here. Eurozone Centix index at the bottom of the hour, but no real movement here. So just going to get started. There we go. And pull up the Okay, here we go. And let's just go and expand this out a bit. So the Euro weekly chart is nearly, and let's go move into the weekly chart. Since we're actually referencing that. So the Euro weekly chart is nearly identical to the prior week. Resistance level remains 22.54 for a daily close to open, with a daily close above to open a new leg higher. Support will be 22.11, 21.11. A daily close below will open that to 20.25. So we're going with resistance of 22.54. And support to be 21.11. And let's go into the daily, bring it in a little bit closer than that. You can see here, might be a little bit zoomed in too much, but look here, you can see that the prior week was almost identical to the week before, except the wick was a little bit longer down here. But you can see here, we're just trading very quiet. Moving into the daily chart. They're going to need that move above 22.54 to open that leg high. Right now, we're trading relatively quiet here, after that dip. So right now, immediately for today, you'd be looking at 22.27. 22.27. We would need to look close about 22.54 to open up a late high, but for now, key resistance is going to be 22.27. So let's narrow that down. And let's go on to the cable. So cable weekly chart, and let's move back to that one too. Cable's weekly chart posted a bearish doji, you can see it right here, although having reached a weekly level 42.41 last week. Resistance to start the week will remain the 42.41 with support at 40.88. A daily close before 40.88 should quickly move the market down to 40.02. The pair needs a daily close on either side to extend a new leg. So we have 40.08, 40.88 for the immediate support. And let's move into the daily, get things a little bit closer. And the upside, similar to the euro, where with the euro we're looking at 22.54, but 42.41 still remains key. But is that realistically resistance? No. Resistance right now is going to be right there for immediate resistance, 42.06. Probably won't get closer to either one of these, and the euro on the upside or the cable on the upside for today. Things are so quiet. Let's go on and move in now to the Aussie dollar. So the Aussie tested the 76.67 twice at the end of last week. You can see here there was that key level, the dotted line. The pair remains in a holding stance. Upside resistance will be 77.87. With support at 76.50. And we're going to keep that 76.50. So it may seem a stretch, but we'll keep that. And on to the dollar yen. So the dollar yen posted a near bearish engulfing bar on Friday, opening a potential move to 901. Resistance to start the week will be 983 with support at 930. So I like the 930. And on the other side, 983. And let's go and get to the cash dollar index. Bitcoin to go get into that. Hold on. There we go. So the dollar index paired back Friday following the non-farm payrolls. Bulls need two consecutive daily closes above 90.52 to generate short covering. Support will be 89.69 with two daily closes below that, opening to move to 88. So resistance is going to be 90.52. And we need two consecutive daily closes above that to generate some short covering. And on the support I had, was it 89.89? Let me go back to that. Oh, I didn't save it. I'll go back. Support will be 89.69 with two daily closes below that, open the door to 88. So 89.69. Then with that, we're going to move into Bitcoin. So Bitcoin continues to languish in the mid 30,000 area. Here we are on Bitcoin. Looking on the 2-hour chart right now. Continues to languish in the mid 30,000 area. Hard fought rallies quickly find offers. The coin will need to move measurably lower to find sustainable buying in the 24,000 area. Support remains 32,389 with resistance at 38,340. And that 38,340, even that seems a little bit ambitious at this point. And you can see here where they run out of gas right here. I'll tell you what, let's just go on and tighten this up. And we're actually just going to go right here with this. Where they're in a, let's call it 36,718. Things are getting a little bit tighter here. But we still have support at 32,389. That's going to remain the same right now. But it does look like we're going to open much lower. I mean, eventually we can move lower. And I think that we would, if we break these recent lows, let's move here, that'll open the door for a move to 24,000 rather quickly. And then we can bounce from that. And I think that was like around 24.7 or something like that, 24.6, but right around 24,000. And then we'll see it bounce, which probably get us just above 30,000. We'll see what happens after that point. I'm not sure when that's going to transpire. With that, let's go move into the S&Ps. So the S&P closed just below all-time highs. Futures did close above all-time highs, and that was the S&P cash closed just above all-time highs. Futures did close. I said they closed above. So actually, S&P cash did not close above all-time highs, but the futures did. Resistance to start the week will be 42.38, followed by 42.45. So we did come close because I think we made it up to 42.35. Well, actually, we didn't. We made it right up here to 42.32 I have. So 42.35 is what we have for resistance. We're playing pretty close, followed by 42.45. And support will be 42.14. Wow. Okay, that was today's low. 42.14. Oh, pretty good. 42.14. That's what I had. Let me pull up the notes right there. So S&P cash closed. Oh, that's correct. Closed just below the all-time highs. Futures did close uh, above all-time highs. Now that's a closing because we'd gone higher. But anyway, the close above on the futures was above all-time highs. Resistance to start the week, as you can see here, will be 42.38, followed by 42.38. That was wrong. This part was wrong. 42.38. There we go. Followed by 42.45. Support will be 42.14, which is the low we've had so far, followed by 42.04. Let's go like this. There we go. And we saw that squeeze with non-farm payroll. Let's see what we can do, but I think we may end up paring back a little bit here. Surprised that it even went all the way down to 14, but 14 was key, all the way down from 32. And let's go move into the NASDAQ. NASDAQ saw the same things. We moved higher, but here's the key thing on NASDAQ. We've got a daily close above 715, which opened the door for potentially for us to move higher. You can see that all from that prior week when we saw the dip on Thursday, but all we've been holding between this, from a closing standpoint, 13,652 to 13,715. The daily close above here opened the door for that we could move higher. But at the very least, it negated shorts at this point. We'll have to see what they do because always non-farm payroll has a tendency to well, most recently squeeze to the upside. But we'll actually, before this thing can go into a sell mode now, it's got to get a daily close below 13,652. So support today will be 13,652. And resistance is going to be 13,767. And let's go move into the gold market. Gold symbol disappeared. That's odd. Oh no, there it is. So gold rebounded following the non-farm payroll release, reaching 1898. The metal, although bullish, will require a daily close above 1911 to extend a new up leg. Resistance will be 1906 with support at 1883, which we're pretty close to that. Looks like we just about hit it. Yeah, we did hit 1883. Okay. With support at 1883, followed by 1868. So let's go 1868, 83, and 1906. Pretty good run, but as I mentioned, we'd have to get above 1906, which we just been heading lower. But we did make it to support right there, and you can see I already had even the level marked up right there at 1883. Yes, There you go, 1883.50, which is where they went to. Went to the low, I guess, was 83.50. Yeah, 83.70 was the low. But I've got for support 1883, followed by 1868. And let's go on and move into crude oil. So West Texas Intermediate closed above the prior week, hovering in the $70 area. I still can't believe how much this thing has rallied. And boy, what a move we've seen here. Remember when this market rallied almost three times to 67, falls all the way down to 61.50, and then just climbs like a rocket. This is just crazy, almost essentially $9 move in very short order. West Texas Intermediate closed the prior week hovering in the $70 area. Monthly resistance is 69.92. Support will be 68.70. Yeah, we can take a look right here. I'm referring to. And that comes in right there, 69.92. If you, I go right there with that closing thing, right here. That's where I came in with 69.92. It's hard to tell. I thought I'd even marked it off. I guess I didn't. But that's where I'm coming up with it. That's where I pulled up the monthly chart. Right. So I have it. So it's actually 69.89. 69.89. Let me go back to this. There we go. So monthly resistance is 69.92. It's actually 69.89. Support will be 68.70 followed by 67.92. So this should be 69.89. It's close enough. I put 69.90. Yeah, we'll leave it there. And support is going to be 68.70 followed by 67.92. 60, yes, we'll go with the 68.70. And there we go. No, we do have Eurozone Centix Index coming up in just a moment. And I guess we can stick around for that. That's in about the next 10 seconds. Came in at 28.1, beating expectations of 25. No movement here. No movement in the euro. Now this is, I'm looking at the euro futures, which is trading at 21.58. Cash is trading at 21.56 and a half. Wow, no movement. Holy smokes. There's a doornail. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, with that, we'll just go on and call it a show here. I'll get this posted in the chat room. And thanks for joining us here on the European Crossover webinar.